Assalamualaikum, I'm Zafar Imam, welcoming all at News at 10 on BTV World and from BTV Chittagong Center.
Assalamualaikum, I'm Shongita Ahmed. Those were the headlines and now on to the rest of the news. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina termed her Awami League symbol boat as the symbol of the country's independence and development, seeking people's support for it in the next local body and national elections. The boat of Prophet Nuh alayhi wasallam had saved people from disaster, and our election symbol, boat, awarded us the independence and led the nation towards development, she told a mammoth public rally at this northwestern divisional city today. The Premier urged the people to vote for boat in the upcoming local government and general elections to keep up the current trend of development and spirit of independence, describing her call as her ardent appeal to all. Sheikh Hasina, who also heads the Awami League, said all these elections would be held with party symbols to seek your votes and also to let people live in peace and happiness. Sheikh Hasina blasted the opposition outside Parliament BNP for waging movement to defend their party chief, calling it a campaign for a thief convicted of embezzling orphans' money. This movement is for a thief. It is also forbidden in the Holy Quran to embezzle funds of the orphans, so she is now paying the price and suffering the punishment, she said. The Premier also wondered about the location of the orphanage and number of orphans there, for whom the fund was raised, and said Khalida, along with her family members and her party grasped the money meant for the orphans. She said Khalida Zia bought funds from abroad to set up the orphanage 27 years back, but never set it up and rather plundered the funds. Sheikh Hasina said looting and plundering, however, symbolized BNP's character as Bangladesh became champions in corruption for 5 consecutive times during their tenure in power, while her incumbent government managed to repatriate the money siphoned out by the ex-premier's sons from abroad. The Prime Minister said despite their frantic efforts, the past caretaker government failed to find any irregularity in the operations of the father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman Memorial Trust. The trust was set up to assist the students injured of the August 21 grenade attack and the distressed Awami League leaders and workers. Earlier, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina opened 21 development projects and laid the foundation stones of 12 other schemes, including 8 new police stations of Rajshahi Metropolitan Police. The Premier inaugurated laid the foundation stones of the projects by unveiling their plaques from Madrasa Moidan. Later, a munajat was offered seeking continued peace, progress and prosperity of the nation. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has directed Bangladesh Army to uphold democracy and constitution and contribute more to building a happy and prosperous Bangladesh. The army will have to keep up the trend of democracy and constitution and make more important contributions to establish a modern, developed and prosperous Bangladesh, she told the 6th reunion of Bangladesh Army Engineer Corps at Kadirabad Cantonment in Nator this morning. The Prime Minister inspected a spectacular parade of smartly turned out contingent of the Army Engineering Corps and took salute. Sheikh Hasina also asked the members of Bangladesh Army to keep a constant vigil to face any internal and external threats for safeguarding the country's constitution and sovereignty. The Prime Minister said her government took various measures for turning the professional armed forces into world-standard modern forces which are inspired with the spirit of the Great War of Liberation. She said the patriotic army has earned overall acceptability thanks to its integrity, work efficiency and various public service-oriented activities. The Prime Minister said the armed forces have always been praised for their responsible role in providing services to the distressed humanity and protecting the life and property of the people. Later, the Prime Minister attended the annual Commanders' Conference of the Armed Engineer Corps. President Mohammed Abdul Hamid reached Singapore for his routine medical checkup. A scheduled flight of Singapore Airlines carrying the president landed at Changi International Airport this morning. Earlier, President Abdul Hamid left Hazrat Shah Jalal International Airport last night by a regular flight of Singapore Airlines. Industries Minister Amir Hussain Amu, Agriculture Minister Motia Chaudhary, Dean of Diplomatic Corps, Cabinet Secretary, Chiefs of the three services, Principal Secretary to the Prime Minister's Office, Foreign Secretary, Inspector General of Police and high civil and military officials saw the President off at the airport. President Abdul Hamid is scheduled to have his health checkup at Mount Elizabeth Hospital and eye treatment at Singapore National Eye Centre. The President is expected to return home on the 27th of February.
Finance Minister Abul Mal Abdul Muhith has said the government is considering the abatement of existing 15% VAT on internet usage in the next budget. The Finance Minister said this while speaking as the chief guest at the inaugural session of the 4-day Basis Soft Expo 2018 at Bangabandhu International Conference Centre in the capital today. With the slogan Designing the Future, Bangladesh Association of Software and Information Services Basis is organizing the expo. The convener of Basis Soft Expo, Mustafizur Rahman Sohail, Basis President Syed Almas Kabir and Post Telecommunications and ICT Minister Mustafa Jabbar were present at the inaugural session. Mustafa Jabbar said Bangladesh is progressing forward as an export-based country getting under hard dependence on import. About 30 seminars will be arranged in the expo with participation of more than 100 national and international speakers. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina will be accorded a reception on Bangladesh's entry to the developing country category from the group of LDCs. The reception will be held at Bangabandhu International Conference Centre in the capital on March 22. Home Minister Asaduzzaman Khan told this to journalists following a meeting at the Secretariat today. The Home Ministry organized the meeting to draw a plan to celebrate the significant achievement of the government led by Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. A committee has also been formed to organize celebration on the achievement in all districts. The Home Minister said apart from arranging the reception, a jubilant procession will be brought out in the capital on the same day. Similar rallies will also be organized across the country from March 22 to 28 when the ministries will display the government's achievements in different sectors. The minister said tight security measures would be taken in the city for ensuring security and safety during the celebration. Jatka Preservation Week 2018 will be observed across the country from February 24 to March 2. Aiming to create mass awareness of preserving Jatka or Hilsha fry to boost the production of the national fish. Fisheries and Livestock Minister Narayan Chandra Chanda came up with information at a press briefing at the Secretariat in the capital today. We will not catch Jatka. Fishermen remain alive. Country smiles is the theme of the week. Fisheries and Livestock Secretary Muhammad Raisul Alam Mondul was also present. The Fisheries Minister said the drives continued in the country to destroy illegal nets, including current nets, to boost the desired Hilsha production. Amor Ekushe Gronthamela witnessed huge readers and visitors on its 22nd day today. About 200 new books appeared in the fair today. Most of them are Liberation War-based research books, others a collection of poems and novels. Information Minister Hassanul Haqinu unveiled the covers of two new books at the fair premises. The first being Aprokashito Tahir, a collection of essays and letters of Colonel Tahir. The other is Bodle Jawa Media, Bodle Their Media by Shahid Zahidi. Lutfa Tahir MP, RAM Ubaidul Muqtadi Chaudhuri MP, Professor Dr. Anwar Hussain and Professor Jamilur Reza Chaudhary, among others, were present on the occasion. Later, Professor Dr. Delwar Hussain unveiled the cover of a book titled Abdul Bari Ukil Ek Adarshik Rajnitir Muktopoti. Director of Painting Department of Shilpakala Academy, Ashraful Alam Paplu, was present on the occasion. Hassanul Haqinu has said there is no alternative to read books to know about Liberation War and the post-Liberation War era. The government is set to sell rice at 10 taka per kilogram to 50 lakh extreme poor households across the country from the next month. Food Minister Advocate Kamrul Islam told this to the newsmen at a press conference held at the Food Directorate in the capital today. Director General of Food Directorate Badrul Hassan and Acting Secretary of Food Ministry Shahabuddin Ahmed were also present there. Food Minister said the government now has 14.2 lakh metric ton of food grain in the reserve as the desired food collection was achieved in the almond season.
And now international news. Pakistan's Supreme Court has disqualified former Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif as head of his party. Mr. Sharif was ordered to step down as Prime Minister last year amid corruption allegations that he denies. The court ruled that his earlier dismissal from office made him ineligible to lead the PMLN. All decisions taken by Mr. Sharif while head of the party were declared void, including nominations for candidates in Senate elections due in a fortnight. The UN Secretary General has demanded an immediate end to fighting in the eastern Ghouta in Syria, describing the rebel enclave as hell on earth. Antonio Guterres told the UN Security Council on Wednesday that eastern Ghouta cannot wait. The Security Council is being urged to consider a resolution which calls for a 30-day ceasefire in Syria. The eastern Ghouta has been under fierce bombardment from government forces backed by Russian air power. US President Donald Trump has said arming teachers could prevent school shootings like that which left 17 people dead last week in Florida. A staff member with a gun could end an attack very quickly, he said. Mr. Trump floated the proposal as emotional survivors of the 14 February massacre implored him to make sure something similar does not occur again. The Republican president also backed calls for improved background checks on gun buyers.
Back to national news, Bangladesh has advanced 2 notches in the latest World Corruption Perception Index annually prepared by Transparency International, marking the country's enhanced capacity in checking corruption. The Berlin-based organization published the country-wide Corruption Situation 2017 report today. The Graft Watchdog's Bangladesh's chapter, Transparency International Bangladesh, TIB, unveiled the report at a press conference at the Dhanmondi office. TIB Executive Director Dr. Iftikharuzzaman presented various aspects of the report. Commerce Minister Tufail Ahmed has said Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has been titled Mother of Humanity by giving shelter to Rohingya people. He said this at a meeting in Bhola today organized by Ilish Union unit of Awami League as part of its move to enroll new members. Commerce Minister said government is trying to send back the Rohingyas who got shelter in Bangladesh. He also said BNP would have to take part in the next parliament election to be held as per constitutions in December this year.
And now news on sports. Manchester United made a goalless draw with Sevilla in the first leg of